Welcome to Spooky History. In today's episode we're looking at the haunting of Belgrave Hall. Do you believe in ghosts? It's such an easy question to answer most of the time, isn't it? Easy to laugh it off in the security of a cosy house with your loved ones nearby, or in the busy street on a bright day. But I challenge you to look me in the eye and swear there was never a single moment in your life where that question cropped up again. This time in a very different setting. The kind where the light switch is too far away for comfort. The kind where cruel fate finds you in that dark corridor with the mouldy wallpaper and creaking floorboards. Oh, it's so cold. Shadows make faces, lamps become crooked figures hiding in corners, coffee tables take on the form of crouched imps ready to spring, and there's always that single door in any home that squeaks, refusing to stay shut, not far behind you. Your nerves are tingling, your breathing quickens. For day or night, darkness finds us all in the end, and now it has you, a mere human animal without the benefit of nocturnal vision, senses primed and helplessly stretched to their absolute limit. Sound, touch, sight, smell. Then it comes again. The very last question in the world you want, like the icy breeze of a whisper in your ear. Do you believe in ghosts? Or why don't you try asking the staff of Belgrave Hall? Belgrave Hall is a 3-storey 18th century building in the city of Leicester, England. For those watching only with subtitles, that's pronounced Leicester. Don't ask. Construction started in 1709 and was completed in 1713. Originally known as the Mansion House, it was built as a family home for the Leicester hosiery merchant Edmund Craddock and his wife Anne. Surrounded by 2 acres of walled gardens in the village of Belgrave, which at the time was a good 3 miles from Leicester itself. After the death of Edmund 2 years later, it was purchased by John and Helen Simons, who enjoyed ownership for 45 years, followed by William Southwell, and then the Van family, who resided there for 78 years. Then in 1847, Belgrave Hall was sold to the Ellis family, who lived there 76 years, before passing to Thomas Morley, who in 1936 finally sold it to Leicester City Council. It has since been transformed into a museum of history and culture and is currently only open to the public at certain times of the year, owing to its recognition as a heritage site. Impressive as its interior may seem, none of the furnishings and refits originally belonged to the house, and most of what you see in there today was collected from various places, probably all over the country. The idea was to exhibit general features of 18th and 19th century homes. Nevertheless, that did not stop the ghostly rumours, which reportedly began not long after the house was last sold. Unexplained smells like cooking and burning, cold spots and drafts, mysterious footsteps on the upper levels, strange shadows that shouldn't be there, and figures appearing out of the corner of your eye. One of the most frequently reported sightings is of the Victorian Lady, also known as the Grey or Green Lady. Staff members describe what appears to be a voiceless, white-haired woman in her mid-50s wearing a Victorian terracotta dress. The hall's gardener, Michael Snuggs, told the press, "I was standing in the house and from the top of the stairs, this figure appeared and walked down the stairs. At the bottom, she looked through the window at the garden and then just turned and smiled and walked through to the kitchen." It would be events transpiring on a cold, dark winter's night of 1998 that really brought Belgrave Hall to the eyes of the world. December of that year, all seems normal. No intruders, no alarms, not even a random cat crossing the lawn. Then, suddenly, the security cameras at the back of the hall triggered off one night at about 4:50 AM, and then suddenly, 2 figures appear on the film. The camera freezes for about 5 seconds, and then the figures disappear. And then we have a mist that swirls along the top of the wall, which we cannot explain. Stuart Warburton, curator, February 1999. According to Hall staff, they sat on the footage for a while, unsuccessfully trying to unravel it with a duller explanation before finally revealing it to the world and paranormal community. Needless to say, it did not escape the attention of the press, nor those who called themselves professional ghost hunters. In 1999, the International Society for Paranormal Research, ISPR, from America investigated and televised the case. Interestingly, they showed little to no interest in the outdoor footage and blamed environmental causes such as a leaf falling in front of the camera, much preferring to focus their own cameras on a team of self-proclaimed psychics they bought from across the pond instead. This team recorded cold spots inside the house, saying it made their throats dry as if with fire or smoke. They also reported feeling a presence of spirits, such as children and servants, including souls existing before and after the hall's construction. They confirmed the unexplained smells previously reported, describing them as residual energies or residual hauntings, and recorded potent energy in the main stairwell of the house, a spot where the white-haired Victorian lady has previously been seen. It is the Ellis family that seems to get most attention from the ghost hunters. It was John Ellis who built several Victorian extensions to the premises and gave the hall its current name after purchasing it in 1847 with his wife and 7 daughters. There's a musical in there somewhere. Following his death in 1862, his wife and daughters kept Belgrave Hall. These daughters were fairly well-known public figures with strong personalities, holding many literary and social events at the hall, and had key involvement in many Leicester institutions, including local suffragettes. Many can argue the ISPR results are open to interpretation and or easily debatable. For instance, despite the self-proclaimed psychic investigators correctly guessing the names of past residents, allegedly relayed to them from the ether, they claim no prior investigation on their part was conducted into the history of the house or its occupants. I'll leave it up to you whether you want to take them at their word or not. In any case, though their investigation was televised, unfortunately no published ISPR report could be found in writing whilst researching this topic. To this day, it's believed by many that the ghosts of Belgrave Hall are those of Charlotte Ellis and Sarah Jane Ellis, 2 of the 7 daughters of MP John Ellis. There's even been some conjecture that the quartz content of the building's masonry somehow traps paranormal energy that occasionally manifests to the naked eye, though this explanation is generally dismissed as pseudoscience. Either way, whether said paranormal activity can be explained rationally or not, it has so far not been deemed treacherous enough to put managers off the inevitable profit of holding regular overnight vigils and ghost hunts. And yes, that did include Most Haunted, which I'll leave for you to find on YouTube to decide upon. Still believe or don't believe in ghosts? Whatever your answer, let me leave you with this. A close friend of mine, who is neither a believer nor a liar, visited Belgrave Hall some years ago. She found it very nice and very interesting, nothing particularly unsettling. But, and in her own words, she didn't figure out what that strange draft was or where it came from. The wisp that fleetingly passed me at the top of the stairs. The windows were shut. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, don't forget to like, share and comment. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube and like or follow us on most social media. Patreon supporters get extra benefits, including early access to not just spooky history videos, but all videos across our channels at patreon.com/noisyghostents. If you have any suggestions of topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, just leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and please, do have nightmares. Goodbye.